Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, remember, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell button so you get notifications. Leave a comment if you're watching after the fact. Let us know what you think. It all helps us out and gets the channel out there, and I appreciate it deeply, especially for you guys that show up week after week and throw your support behind these races. So we are getting ready for stage 4 Champs-Elysees. Should be fun. It is a Z-Lab race. Taking a look, there is a healthy dose of bees. So we'll see. This course is pretty flat. So for me, generally that's a good thing, but we shall see how it all sort of plays out with some of these higher category riders. We've made some little adjustments again, which is cool. I think we've got, knock on wood, the HUD figured back out, and might have some surprises at the end, who knows. So make sure everything's set up, which it is. Turn that HUD off, and we're back to the regular HUD. So nice to have the regular HUD, being the one that we made with sauce, kind of working. We're just gonna cruise around TikTok, do a little bit of warm up. We'll see how the the HUD does. It's kind of one of those things. Sometimes it want to work, sometimes it doesn't. We'll see how it all goes. So hopefully I had a good weekend. My week started off kind of weird. I went to start up the Jeep this morning and it was dead like a doornail. So had to go get a battery, throw it in. Hopefully that's all that it was. Battery's 7 years old, so we'll see. I guess we'll either get a rude awakening in a couple days or even tomorrow, who knows. If we've got a dead new battery, we know that it's potentially the alternator. Hoping it's just the battery. It's enough. It's enough for me. So it's 2 laps. This race is going to be, I think, pretty quick. Ultimately, it's going to be in the 20 to 30 minute kind of thing, depending on where you are, I guess. We're going full aero, so we're going with the Venge, we're going with a disc wheel. They've got anvil and feather, which is kind of an interesting little, I guess for lack of a better term, setup. So at the end of the day, there's like that 1 to I think at as steep as 4% kind of grade on the backside, because we're going clockwise on this route. So on the backside, the anvil will be a thing. On the front side, you've got to go up that same thing that you're going to use the anvil for. The way the gates are positioned, we'll see. If you get an anvil first going out, not much of an advantage. I am sure some 5-inch Lululemon running shorts would be great for this course. But ultimately, power-ups might be bad, depending on what you get and where you get them. You're going to want to use them on the down. It's where the majority of people are going to drop them off. Same thing with the up. Once you hit that 3%, everybody's going to pop them off. So there's no real getting away in this from the group unless you are that much stronger than everybody else. The group should be able to chase you down, but given these new Zwift power rankings, that might actually happen. There may be some splits. Hey, Clutch, welcome to the stream. So we'll see. Like I said, took a look through the list, and there is a chunk of B's again, of course. That's just how that's going to be. So it's going to be an interesting kind of set. 2 laps is not a lot. So I suspect the higher category guys are probably going to push the pace fairly hard right out the gate, which I'm not a fan of, but we will do our best to hang on. It should be a course that I do okay on, if I'm going to do okay on a course, simply put. So we got 2 laps, small lead in, 16.4 kilometers. We got 39 meters of climbing per lap, so a total of I think it's 80 or 92, sorry, 39 a lap, so you get a little bit of that in the lead in. There is the dip on the backside. On the first lap, you'll see it in the lead in. We go down and up. You'll see some pushing there potentially from some people on laps, but it's whoever's going to be in contention. It's going to be a bunch sprint at the end. So hey Pookie, welcome to the stream, man. How's it going? So it'll be interesting because these fields, 18 is actually pretty small at this moment. I mean, there's still, 4 or 5 minutes before we go. So we should see people filter in. There's been typically 50 plus in this slot, but I don't know if it's been weeding some people out. These last 3 races, these last 3 consecutive weeks have been crushing on my end. Each week I hold on for a little bit longer, especially with the flatter courses. Last week I just got punted out in the aqueduct, and that's just going to happen. And I held the power up the duct, across the duct, tried to hold it a bit down the duct, but I just couldn't latch back on. Tried to work with those 3 guys, and yeah, you guys know the rest. It's just how those things play out. So hopefully, I'd like to see 30-ish, 40 in here. It'd be nice. I think 30 to 40 is kind of the sweet spot. 20 or 25 to 35, kind of the sweet spot for racing. You don't want like massive groups. You also don't want tiny groups. So hopefully you all enjoyed the tour. Tour's done. A lot of fun. Thought it was a great race. You know, there was definitely some impressive riding throughout. A lot of firsts. So Benny Girmay, you know, winning the sprint jersey, that is awesome. As well as Carapaz getting the polka dot, awesome to see. It's also nice to see Jonas pick up a stage. I know, you know, he gave it his all, and I mean, rightfully he's there. Hopefully next year we get 100%, both guys, and we get to see kind of the racing that we did. I was glad that Jonas was there though, because without him there, it would have been just like the Giro, and Tajay would have just run off with it. Yeah, Carapaz, you know, well deserved, very aggressive riding, beautiful attacks. You know, it's he was looking strong, and you know, good for EF Education getting that jersey as well. As you guys know, that a lot of teams aren't necessarily vying for the GC, but they definitely have their jerseys in mind, and they want that camera time. So that, and the other thing is G, who's a Canadian rider for Israel Premier Tech, 7th. So it's nice to see Derek G up there doing what he's doing. I think he's finally coming into his 7th. Is a very, very impressive result in that race. Hopefully we'll continue to see him grow. I know last year he was on the doorstep a few times for stage wins. Clearly they were going a little more for the GC here for him, and you know, it's impressive. It's good to have, you know, somebody to cheer along the way. Always fun to see. All right, we got 1 minute. We got 31. That's a good sized group. Assuming that they don't go out at 6 watts a kilo again and hold it for the first 5 minutes like last time. I don't know if we have any regulars in here. I always expect to see Peter, but his race score is pretty high. He won way too many races. I think he's getting punished now for these in this time slot. All right, go time. Whew. Nice. Oh my God. And there's the difference between B and mid-range C. Whew. There is in the a little setting icon.
I've been working out so hard today that my sleeves fell off. Ah! Whew. Whew.
Thanks, Darren. It's all done with sauce. I can do a video tutorial how to do it. Doom Guy helped me a lot with some of the stuff. A little bit of code that was needed. Oh, it's all done in OBS. For sure, Darren, for sure.
Ale, 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 ale.
Well, at least it provided a nice lead out. Whew. Oh.
Come on, JD. That was a D-rated performance.
What can I say, Zwifty? Ah. That's my big thing. Like, I was holding 4 for way too long at the beginning of the race. And that just absolutely saps you if you're me. You know, if you look at the top 3 finishers there, obviously the guy with 3.2 raced a good strategic race. And then, you know, the 3.7, the 3.9, you know, that's a full watt. Mine's 3.0. 3.0 watts per kilo for that, and 3.4 for 5-minute power, 4.7 for 1. So it's those numbers are good for me. My numbers are getting better. What I will say about this grouping is it is really pushing me. Really at the beginning of the race. And then, thanks Darren, thanks Pookie. I can only hold them for so long. And then I've got to ease off. And usually that's when I know, like, I know it's like maybe a few seconds, but it's just like, even if I push to latch back on, I'm going to fall off. It's just, at a certain point, your legs are spent. So then it's just kind of regroup and find your people and then go from there. It's been tough. I'm actually very concerned when we start getting to sort of climbing races and I'm in this group, because I am going to get punished. So my 20-minute numbers are, maybe I'll customize that too and throw that in there where you guys can see my power numbers, because I got a little bit of space over on the bottom here below the Zwifters nearby. So maybe I'll throw some power numbers in there. I'm working on a little bar to go underneath the top, and we'll see. And I saw a really cool kind of way to do the map where it's transparent, so I'm gonna play with some stuff. Thanks for Zwifty for the new ending. That was good. If you didn't watch in the drops, they critiqued one of my races from last week where, as per tradition, we've been getting dropped pretty bad. I got dropped in the aqueduct. I know some of you guys were here watching that. Yeah. I'll see what I can do. I'll potentially throw that somewhere else. It's we'll see kind of how it goes. My head's always in the way too. It's not perfect. I can reduce the size of that as well. Potentially make that smaller, that left column, and go from there. Like I said, work in progress. Can't see anyone's numbers. I see. Well, we can fix that. We'll go like this. There we go. Is that better? There we go. I think I saw next month is called something punchy. Punchy, I'm okay. Punchy, sometimes I can get away with it. I can do short, powerful efforts, I can recover, but if it's like punch and then I still have to go, I'll be toast. But punchy, I'm good. Climbs, long sustained climbs, you just need to switch off sauce once you're ready to, yeah, I've got it right there. It's a button click. See, racing brain. Don't think so good. But yeah, so I'm glad I've got that back up and kind of running. It'll probably break again. It hasn't been the most consistent setup with OBS. I crashed OBS today, which is the first time I've done that in a long time. I think it's something that I'm doing when I put in some of the coding for some of the stuff. So we'll see. I like the HUD. I think it looks clean. Who knows when Zwift does their update where you can customize how it looks. I think that might be very interesting. They might kind of do away with the need of doing that. But at the end of the day, who knows, right? Like, I don't think there's any plan for Zwift to put in a draft bar, which is, for somebody that doesn't have steering, actually kind of important. Because you'll notice when you're off to the side of somebody, if you just ease up for a bit and you fall in line, you'll gain 20, 30 watts just like that. So we'll see. We'll see how that update for Zwift goes, because they say they're going to allow you to customize it the way you want it. We'll see how it sort of plays out. It's one less thing, I guess, to worry about. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Or maybe we'll make a combination of Zwift / hopefully, this is kind of my wish list, is that when Zwift does this update, which is supposed to be like, I think it's supposed to be summer, it should be next month, is hopefully they allow it to where you can turn on and off individual things. So you can turn off certain sections, you can turn them on, you can have just watts, you can make it like a minimalist kind of thing, or you can have all the data that you want. You can have maps, no maps, but still have this and that, because currently it's like either HUD on or HUD off. So with that, it doesn't bode so well, I guess, is kind of the thing. But we'll see. We'll see how it all sort of works out at the end of the day. But it's we are expecting a Zwift update anytime soon. Yeah, it's got to be quick. But who knows? Because I think it's a bit. But I mean, the fact that sauce exists and has existed for some time in the way that it has, I mean, all that information is getting pumped out. Anyways, that's how sauce gets it. It's just scraping the data. They should be able to do these things fairly well. But I have to say, the creators of sauce appreciate it deeply. I think it's a great thing for racing. It's well worth the few bucks added on. I know that some people, just with the Zwift price increase, that probably might not be able to afford that, or it might be too much. But the reality is, if you spend any time kind of in the thing and you race lots, it's well worth it. Just for the draft numbers alone. I have some different stuff up on the HUD here that I can see that you guys can't see, that I don't have. Yeah, €2. It's a cup of coffee, man. It's you know, if it adds to your enjoyment, it's well worth the investment. And you know, I like it because it's supporting like a small independent guy who's done a really good job. So you don't even buy a lollipop here in Malta for €2. Yeah, I think we're experiencing, speaking of Malta, I think you shared the other day, Darren, your temperature. And I think you guys are in centigrade like we are, so we're in Celsius. I am dying, and this is probably part of it too, is like I don't feel great on the bike right now because it's 35 degrees Celsius here, which is cooking for us. Like, we're not used to that heat. not anything here. So some people in the States, in the southern states, are going to hear that and they're going to laugh. They're like, 35, that's nothing. I have a friend who lives in Arizona. It's whatever. But we don't have any air conditioning here because we don't typically get this hot. And I'm telling you, man, like, I like being warm, but being outside on the bike and that wind is now like a furnace wind. It is absolutely nuts. So I don't know how you do it there. And it just, your body must become accustomed to it. I like, you know, kind of like 10 degrees to 15 degrees. I kind of like being in that zone. Not much warmer than that kind of thing. 40 degrees. Oh my God, man. I don't know how you do it, man. I don't know how you do it. 92% humidity is too much. Yeah, it's just, it's warm. It's warm. You know, it's, our swing is nuts though. Like, you know, here we will have minus 40 degrees and we'll have plus 35. So we're like on both ends of the spectrum. It's absolutely insane. And luckily, knock on wood, we haven't had any wild swings because we have those every once in a while where we'll get a snowfall. I think I was saying, what was it? Well, it's July now. So last month, beginning of June, we had snow, you know, at elevation. We were going to do Highwood Pass and it was snowing. It dumped a massive snow. And I think if you look back on 1.8 kilograms of water, jeez, it's just, yeah, I've been trying to stay hydrated. It looks good when you're like all sweated out and you step on the scale. You're like, hey, this is awesome. Like you just, I'll lose in a ride. I'll lose 5 pounds. It's ridiculous, you know. 2 kilos, pretty close to what you're losing there. It's nuts. It's it's something else. It is crazy, but that's how things go. So appreciate it, guys. Appreciate you coming in, cheering us on. If you haven't done so already, please smash that like button. I'll try to work on some tutorial stuff there, and it's pretty straightforward. I assume you're using OBS. I can send you some screenshot stuff as well to get you set up if you're looking to do it. I mean, you are essentially doing what you need to do with sauce anyways. Like you're putting, I've seen your screen and I know you've got some of the key things in there. So I am just using one of the mods that's an add-on, and it's fairly straightforward to use. If you're not in the sauce Discord, I recommend it because it'll be there. It give you access to some of the files and makes it super easy. This is, I believe it's the Ono mod is what I'm using. Let me take a quick look at the settings. Yeah, so I am running the 010 or Ono Alphine mod 1.32. So it's so yeah, it will do that. I can't do the capture now because it'll crash the system in that sense. But I will take some screenshots here when I log out there, and I will throw it on the Discord over on Kaboom, and it's if you go, so you've got that little sauce for Zwift power bar that you have. There's that little settings icon. If you click on that, it'll say settings. It's about general appearance, windows, and mods. If you click on the mods, there will be a direct link to the Discord. But I will definitely send you a server invite to the sauce thing there for sure, or at least at the very least send you the link. So, and then you can muck around from there. Like I said, it's pretty straightforward. If you have anything on your stream through OBS, this is this exact same process. You're just utilizing those different things from that mod that Ono's created. But anyways, thanks again, guys, for tuning in. We will catch you all later. Have a great week. Until next time, see ya.